And look at what carriers of dark mantles are doing today. Despite the charlatans in church, they use money to take up people's need, so that they earn your service and your submission. Some, like the one in Nigeria, now carries bundles of money like this on TV screens, because they are trying to woo people, and people are going through a lot of hardship. So you drop 100,000 bunch on somebody, he will become loyal to you forever because he's going through hell. And all those monies that dark mantles give you, can you imagine? The one that is flowing within the economy alone is under the power of this age. How much more the one that a carrier of dark mantle give you? He has possessed it with demons. He has, in fact, that money is like a charm. It's not just money. So that is why if you don't go the direction he wants, that money will fight you. Those monies, you see, that's why it's better to be poor than to collect such monies. Some of them have restaurants. It's better not to eat than to go and eat in that place, because it's all entrapment. What is polluting the food and the money is the mantle they carry. The mantle they carry is what pollutes what they give you. Are you understanding what I'm saying? The mantle they carry is what pollutes what they give you. I stood before somebody one time, many years back. There was somebody that handles my job, my video jobs there in Nigeria, and he also handled the jobs of other preachers and all of that stuff. So I went there to go and pick my video, because then there were no facilities. He alone was doing everything. And there was this guy who just came into the city. He also came to pick his video. So the man was trying to introduce me to this guy. He told the guy, this is pastor this, and he turned back to me and said, this is prophet that. So as the guy brought his hands for us to shake our hands, I felt the fire of hell in his hands. And I said to myself, how many people know that by shaking this man alone, the fire of hell is transmitted into your life? And what the fire of hell does, it makes you to become a harlot Christian, one who pursue God for the name. You pursue for the power, for the miracles, but can never find God. I said to myself, if how many people know by shaking hand, because he entered, he embraced some. So me, I sat, because I don't, those who know him give me a hug. Me, I don't, I just sat. So when we shook hands, I said to myself, how many people know that this guy, by just shaking your hand, has transmitted the spirit of hell to you? Because it's the mantle that transmits things by the hand, the voice and the hand. Okay, look at it in the positive side. Having to sit down and only my speech heals you. So turn it to that way. The voice you hear drop hell on you. That is why the TV channel, switch it. Because the voice, spiritual ingredients travel on sound and sight. They use the sound waves to get to people. Sound waves are very powerful in spiritual transactions. Are you understanding me? They are very powerful in spiritual transactions. So you must know these things, that when you stand before a dark mantle, your life cannot remain the same. The same way when you stand before a divine mantle, your life cannot remain the same. So check the kind of mantle before you stand before it. Don't think that one careless. In those days, I sit before television, Christian television, many years ago. Different men of God comes, and whoever comes, you send some money, because they always come begging, money for this, money for that. So you send. I remember one Muslim man said, Christians, you cannot sit before your TV without emptying your account. This one come, this one come, this one come, this one come. God have said, God. So God is sending all of them to come and collect our money. That's what he said. He said, God is sending all of them to come and collect their money. This one come, and the way they speak convincingly. He appeared to me. He just said, now drop the 1,000 and you will get this. And you have had it from so many. So by the time you sit there, the whole money will be empty. So I used to sit like that. Okay, let me bless. When I now realize that even giving 100 naira to a dark mantle affects my life, I stop. Because in the realm of the spirit, what you serve comes to you, either good or bad. What you serve come to you. Giving substance, you are serving it. Do you understand me? You are serving it, giving substance. So if you look at it, they stood and they say, we are not buying, no matter what happens. At the end of the day, they transformed the moral landscape of the kingdom of Babylon. That's why you see Nebuchadnezzar was better than his son who came up. But I want to show you one man of destiny who appeared before a dark mantle and that ruined him completely. Look at 1 Samuel chapter 28. His name was Saul. 1 Samuel chapter 28. First Samuel 28, verse 3. Now Samuel had died. Samuel was a carrier of the divine mantle, the one who put Saul where he was. And Saul have lost touch with him because of his rebellion. And Samuel had died, and all Israel had lamented for him and buried him in Ramah in his own city. And Saul had put the mediums and the spiritists out of the land. Listen, we know that before the cross, there was a law God gave to the Jews: suffer no witch to live. That means kill them physically. When he says suffer no witch to live, it's not just referring to people who practice witchcraft the way we know it. It was referring to sorcerers, diviners, palm readers, whoever can tap into the spirit world outside his own to interact with people, because he knows a witch, a palm reader, a diviner, a sorcerer, a spiritist are all carriers of dark mantles, and that appearing before them for only 1 minute can alter your life. So God now told them, kill them, because then they have no power to bind demons. So kill them, remove them. In another word, remove them from the place of your residency. Because when a witch or a wizard is residing here, he's going to open a portal of evil, and with the mantle they wear, they interfere with people's lives. So God now told them, Israel, don't have these people. So when Saul fell out with God, he now tried to manufacture his own righteousness by going to kill all the witches, which was a good thing, but he's doing it with the wrong motive. That's how a human being is. Those who are serving God, once you fall out of favor with God, you begin to manufacture your own righteousness. You begin to do things to appease God. Do you understand what I'm saying? Listen carefully. He killed all the witches. Remove them from the land. Why? People of dark mantles should not live among people of God, because they will interfere with their lives. Are you understanding me? The spirit realm is powerful, and I told you, people who can interact with the spirit realm are stronger than those who cannot. So they will really interfere with your life without even you knowing it. There are things one cannot share at this point because they are very strong. I want you to understand, from praying for people, especially I came to Kenya, from praying for people, the most difficult people to help are those whose spiritual realm have been interfered with by carriers of dark mantles. The compassion alone is not enough for you to save the person. Sometimes you pray, you do all kinds of things to bring rescue, but nothing is working. And the next thing you are checking, how did this dark mantle affect this person? How? There are some I will just say, Father, into your hand I commit this person. I commit this family into your hand. Just do whatever you can do. Because sometimes there are no things you call them and talk to them. I can't call you and sit down in my office and begin to tell you what a dark mantle did to your life. It will frustrate you. I won't say so. That's not my job. My job is to find out the solution. How do we help this person out of this thing? Honestly, dark mantles are dangerous. They are very, very dangerous. They interfere with your life. Appearing before a witch doctor is not cheap. Appearing before a charlatan is not cheap. Appearing before a prophetess is not cheap. And for some people, they even go to live in their church. Some live in their houses. I remember during lockdown, the man who came from one of the crazy sorcerers, I didn't even know she was in Kenya, even known nationally. He escaped and came to me, and I didn't know he was still living in her house. You cannot live in the house of a sorceress and succeed. She sees you wherever you go on earth. The man said, whenever you come to my office and go back home, the woman will tell her, you just came from Takim. Do you know that they killed him because he came to me? He was killed and buried. They took him away from his family for over 30 years. So he was just trying to run away. And after 30 years, he went to see the mother. The mother was so happy. He said, God bless the Nigerian. Who made you to live? Because they have been talking to him for years. He refused to listen. Even children that were born only knew his name. All these kind of churches that you leave your house to go and live with them. You go and buy a land around where they appoint, and you go and start living there. You are living around a dark mantle. All this idea, let's this church, like the one they do in Nigeria. You see, they go and buy a massive land somewhere and then sell it to church members and say, come and build your house there. You are building your house around a dark mantle. What is so special that I live within the church compound? Will that make heaven closer? No. It will make you closer to the pastor, not heaven. Are you understanding me? And yet Christians don't see. He left his house and was staying with the sorcerers. So some people think that living with a sorceress or a sorcerer is cheap. Why you have a destiny to fulfill with God? Standing before them alone in one moment is not cheap. How much more living with them? How much more collecting their money? There are some that finance your wedding, they do everything, they open your business. The first money that you started business, they give it to you. Now when the snake is now eating you, how are we going to save you? Because the legal right is too strong, the money and everything. So are you going to throw away all the money or anything? I can't forget one people that came from one of the sorcerers here that were still at GMC. They came to me and I look at it. They were in my office, a couple talking to me, and God was talking to me. And the things God was talking to me, I can't tell them. I said to myself, God, how do I help these people? Because the woman knew the sorcerer before the man. So the man joined church, and things have happened between the woman and the sorcerer. Spiritual things have happened. Now the man didn't know. So after every spiritual thing have happened, the sorcerer now told the woman, I'm going to give you, God will give you a husband. And the next Sunday, the sorcerer stood and closed his eyes and prophesied. And now said that he told the man, tall, handsome. He said, come, my son. And because they are calling you son, is it the one that gave birth to you? Oh God. You see, I was thinking of abolishing this father-son stuff because sorcerers use it to enslave people. Now for you, once you say my son, it's a spiritual statement, and you say yes, then it's a covenant that has been sealed, a dirty covenant that will ruin your life. It's been sealed already. And they called him my son, and he said, yeah, Papa. And he came out and he said, your wife is in this church. And before you know, they wedded. He wedded them. Then the marriage, no peace. And I began to preach on Truth FM, and they began to listen, and their eyes opened, and they escaped, and they came. Me, I couldn't help them. In fact, sorry to say, there are few people I have prayed to leave church because I know I can't help them. Because I see a disaster coming, let it not happen where I pastor. They were one of them. Because I know something was going to happen. I know the marriage will not stand. Every day they fight, they call me. But I couldn't tell them what the problem is. I couldn't. Because somebody used sorcery and joined the two of you together and used his money and financed the wedding. He did the cake. contributed to the bride price. Come on, come on. Wake up with your brain, and you think you can come out of that captivity? How? You have swallowed what you can't vomit. You may need to carry your cross forever, or the cross crush you. That is how dangerous to stand before dark mantles. It's not the generous ones. Somebody told me that Joshua, then when you visit him, he can even give you $10,000. There are people he give $10,000, $20,000. You think after he has given you, you'll be free? How? The snake will remain in your life forever because you spent it. How will you return it? How can you atone for such things? How can sorry, not atone, restitute. It's called sharing in a cost money. How can you restitute such things? Oh, that's why when I see people who collectors, the people just give you are collecting. You better work for your money. Work! Except you work with blessed, then you can collect money from blessed people. But be very careful who you collect money from. That is why personally, when I realized that a member can put me in captivity through the money they gave me. Because it's the same thing. Every member also have their own atmosphere. They have their own spirit war. In fact, some members have dark mantles that they are born with from their family. I never wanted to talk that. The mantles from the house, dark mantles, they have different origins. You are in a house full of witchcraft and idolatry. Your father was a priest, serving an idol. There's a mantle in that house. So whoever is born carries the dark mantle. The person now come to church, and now give me things as a pastor, and I collect. I come under the influence of that mantle. I discovered that one long ago at 16 years. That's when I discovered. And I begin to walk. I gave myself a law. If you give me cloth, I won't collect. If you give me material, I won't collect. If you give me money, I collect. I spend it on God's work. So that if there's a mantle inside, let you go and meet God. Let the mantle go and meet God. Let me tell you how dangerous it is to be a blind pastor, collecting money anyhow. There was a man I knew in Nigeria. They have a house help who is connected to the Mermaid Kingdom. There are certain people who are connected to the Mermaid Kingdom that they can command money to appear in the house. It's not a joke. There are prophets who command money to appear in people's shoes. We have them in Nigeria. They command, if they come here, the church will fill everywhere. So this lady, young house help like that, I think she was 15. I used to go to their house then. Very beautiful young woman like that. And each time something happened, she commands money in the house. So the man of the house is afraid. He will wake up early in the morning, go to her room and see money on the floor and sweep it and keep. So they will ask her, how is this money coming? She won't tell them. She won't tell them where the money is coming from. How are you commanding money? Brand new notes. So they became afraid. And they said, what would they do with this money? They gathered it into an envelope. Do you know what they did? They went to meet they went to meet somebody who knew me and said there's a young pastor who is rising in Abuja. He's very powerful. Carry the money I'm going to give him. You see the way they wanted to kill me? They gathered the money in an envelope, came to the church, dropped it in offering box. I didn't know. So after offering, we counted the money and we used all of it to pay for the hall. Thank God. We paid for the hall. It was about 2-3 months later, I ran into the guy who advised them. And I said, man of God, there was a family that wanted to come and see you for prayers. I said, what was happening? He said, they have this house help that she just command money in the house. I said, command money in the house. He said, she brings it from the spirit world and all of that stuff. She commands money. So they came to me, and I wanted to bring them to you, but what I did, I prayed for them. I said, okay. I said, oh, thank God. And I said, and that's not the end of the story. And I said, so they brought the money, and I brought it to the church and dropped it off. I said, what's your free box? What's your free box? He said, I brought it to your church during the program, and thank God that meeting, my spiritual father was the one who came to preach. The meeting, they dropped that money. You see how God is helping people. And as soon as they finish, we carry the whole money and pay for the whole. I asked him, why did you do that to me? Is there anything I did to you that you are... He said, no, but you carry the present. I said, hey, this one is not present. This one is not present. I asked money that came from nobody knows. And you came and put it in the offering box. I began to quarrel with him. He said, no, I didn't know. Oh, I'm sorry. I said, hey, don't try that again. Don't. I became careful with collecting gifts. Very careful. If I don't know who you are, you give me money up till today, I don't spend it. No. I better be poor than begin to face spiritual attacks. I don't spend it even if, except I know you in person. I know who you are. Then when you give me money, I spend on my needs. But if I don't know you, Phil, it goes to the church. Straight. Let it go and meet God. Let God take care of it. And I know God is a consuming fire. So he will consume everything. That is how dangerous the world we live in is. Be very careful as you collect money from generous charlatans. They are very generous. The charlatans of this end time, very, very generous. And foolish people look at them through generosity and say they are men of God. You don't know it's a covering. When somebody told me how much Joshua was generous, I was shocked. The kind of money he gave people. The kind of money he gave people. The money he gave. That's why they die for him. He's a man of God. They want to kill you if you talk about it because of the money they collected. I can't forget one period in Nigeria, one guy that used to give people rods. You go for prayer, they give you rods as your own power tool, put it in your business, drop it in your office. Whoever wants to death will die. And people were dying. When the guy died, all the rods turned to snakes. Wherever they were, they turned to little snakes. Those who put it inside box, they open box. Hey! They turn. You see, the spirit realm is real. Be careful how you collect gadgets for prayers. A woman in Mombasa went to Nigeria and collected water from TB Joshua when he was still alive. When she brought the water, every afternoon, an ocean will appear in her house. She'll be hearing ocean. At night, snakes are everywhere. It is one of the people who also ran for me for prayers. I didn't know what to do. I'm not God. There are things I don't know what to do. I said, we commit into the hands of God. You get my point? You see, I want you to understand, standing before a dark mantle is not cheap. What you carry may not live your life. I'm not saying it will not live. I say it may not live your life. Because the kind of life you need to live for you to live, you cannot live it. The kind of life for you to live, for that thing to live your life, you can't live it. And because you can't live it, it remains. That's why prevention is always better than cure in certain things. I'm not saying God cannot change things, but the kind of life you're supposed to live, for it to live you, you can't live it. Because there are certain deliverances that come through change of lifestyle. Not by prayer, not by fasting. You just change the way you live. And as you change your lifestyle, you are delivered from whatever came upon your life. Is somebody hearing what I'm saying here? The spirit realm is a deep realm. It's a very deep realm. So that's why God told Israel, suffer no witch to live. If you have other translations, it will tell you those who practice magic should not live. Those who practice magic. Anybody, a palm reader. All this, you go, they read your palm, they did all those things, you drop some money, they read your palm. You have carried something. You have carried something.